Maple syrup is a great addition to your cocktails, especially if you want to kind of use those flavours instead of like a normal sugar syrup. And this is why I love Monin's Maple Spice Syrup so much. You can just use normal maple syrup for this. The syrup, Monin's though, just gives you that tiny little bit of extra depth of flavour, and it's delicious. I've got two different base ingredients here. We've got whiskey and we've got gin. The inspiration for the whiskey comes from, do you remember the old, I say the old, in the UK, Jim Beam Maple launched roughly around 2015 in the UK. It quickly got delisted after probably about 18 months. You can still maybe pick up the odd bottle here. It will have limited edition on there because they just don't sell it in the UK, and I'd love them to bring it back. But this works a treat, and even better, you can pair this with your favourite whiskey. So I've got two, kind of like a twist and old-fashioned. Stay close. There's a lot of bitters inspiration gone in for that one. We've kind of got apple and ginger notes in there. This one though, we've got gin and we've got melon coming through with the maple, and it is gorgeous. So your first maple spiced recipe that I'm going to do is a Jack Daniel's one. I'm just using plain old Jack Daniel's for this. Really good for cocktails. I kind of love it. So we've got the maple spice syrup. Normal Jack Daniel's. Feel free to swap out with whatever whiskey bourbon you want to use. There's no, I just use Jack Daniel's because it's easy. We've got lemon juice. I've got pressed apple juice or cider for you guys across the pond, and I've got some ginger ale, just normal ginger ale. So nice and simple highball. This one I do prefer to shake it. You could build this in a glass, but because we've got sugar syrups now, I think you do need to shake them. So I'm going for 15 ml, half an ounce of maple spiced syrup. I'm then going for a 60 ml double bubble of your favourite whiskey. So 60 ml, 2 ounces. There we go. I'm then going to go for some lemon juice. You know this channel, we use ODK's 100% lemon juice. It's just easy, fat-free, tastes identical to normal lemons. We're going for 15 ml, half an ounce. And then lastly, just before the shake, I'm going for my pressed apple juice or cider for you guys. You guys in America have cider. And I'm going for 30 ml, 1 ounce. And then just going to whack plenty of ice in the shaker and hard and fast shake. And then I'm going to serve up slightly differently to how I normally do. I normally would just pour the ginger ale into my shaker because then it's already mixed. But I kind of just, you know, I'm getting a few comments, so I just want to go old school for people, old school. So I'm going to strain over fresh ice. There we go, and you'll see how much that is there. And then I'm just now going to top up with my ginger ale, and you'll see this sort of just floating on top. So a couple of little stirs with a spoon, and it will be perfect. So there you go. You can see that was about 75 ml, which is kind of what I normally do, 60 to 75 ml. And then to garnish, we're rocking out these because I love these. Fat-free. There we go. Dehydrated apple. That's a really easy drinker. The whiskey forward. Maple obviously goes really well with whiskey. Maple obviously goes really well with apple. We know apple goes with whiskey. Honestly, the maple company is just a lovely, lovely drink. Now, your second cocktail is just a maple old-fashioned. Don't panic. There is not that many ingredients in it. There are 3 ingredients in it. That is it. We've got the maple spice syrup. I've gone for Jack Daniel's rye. I like a little bit of rye in my old-fashioned, so go for that. As I said in the last cocktail, feel free to swap it out for your favourite bourbon, rye, whatever you fancy. And then we're going bitters. Angostura Bitters would be the traditional one. But as the little logo says, look, serving inspiration. Here's the inspiration bit. I think I'm actually going to go for a bit of smoke and oak bitters. I just want to show you different bitters, essentially. I want a bit of smokiness to this cocktail. So those bitters would go a treat. Hopefully you'll see that in a close-up. But also, kind of feel free to have a little play around with other different flavours. I think hibiscus would go very, very well with maple. I've tasted that combination before. I kind of like that. Toasted almond I've had before with maple. That really works. I tell you what, rhubarb bitters in an old-fashioned really, really works as well. And then we've got Peychaud's, which is another different brand of sort of aromatic bitters, if you like, to Angostura. But then another one, if you like those different flavours, we've got kind of wood bitters, which is similar to the smoke bitters, but just slightly different. But so there's plenty of inspiration. Don't have to use Angostura bitters all the time. I think I'm going to add a little bit of smoke and oak to this. So then old fashions are obviously stirred down cocktails. So we're going for our mixing glass here. And this is going to be a very, very rapid one to do. So I'm going 60ml, double bubble of your favourite whiskey. Let's put this in the middle so the close-up's on fire. There we go. Look, you have to get it central. Then I just realised the Jack Daniels wasn't in shot properly, but there we go. We're going for 15ml then of maple spice syrup. So 15ml, half an ounce. And feel free to adjust that to your own palate. And now we just simply come for the bitters. Now I'm going to use a bit of both. I'm going to go for a dash and a little bit of Angostura Bitters. There we go. A dash and a little bit of that. Never tasted them, have a little taste on it. And then I'm going for my smoke and oak bitters. Now I do have spritz caps on the top of mine because I do like finishing cocktails off with these. However, for this, just get that through. I'm going to do, so about four to six spritzes would be the equivalent with these caps, would be the equivalent of like a pipette, like a quarter of a pipette. So I'm going for 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 4 spritzes. And already those smoky notes are coming out, and that's really, really kind of nice. So we're going to ice up the shaker. Now, you've seen my videos before. There's no set rule, there's no set time. Some bartenders go on about revolutions. Ignore that. It's all about dilution. How do you like your drink? Me personally, I know roughly that 90 seconds is good for me. I double the quantity of liquid in my glass. So when I know that, when I see that's doubled in volume, that's when it's perfect for me. But you stir until you're happy. The whole point is chilling it down and adding a tiny bit of dilution. Right then, that's about 90 seconds. Oh. Right then, to serve this up, I'm going for a, just kind of rocks glass, whiskey glass, whatever you've got there. Now, if ice is a premium, normally we kind of strain that over like a ball of ice, a nice big kind of like tennis ball size of ice. You can use fresh ice in there. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to strain it out simply because I'm going to reuse this ice. I don't know how much ice I want in the glass. That'll be about right. And you can get creative with the garnish, but I'm just going to go traditional old-fashioned garnish. So we're going for the old Luxardo maraschino cherry, just so you can have an excuse to do that, because we love a bit of maraschino juice. And then I've got ODK dehydrated orange. That'll be brilliant. That's a great old-fashioned. You don't lose the spiciness of the rye from the whiskey. The maple adds a touch of like lovely luscious flavour but sweetness. But then the bitters, I do get a lovely bit of smokiness. I'm not a huge smoky fan. I don't do Islay whiskies or anything like that, really peaty and smoky, but I do like a little bit. That is a gorgeous old-fashioned. Absolutely love it. Now, your third and final maple cocktail, we've gone for gin and we've gone a bit of fun and a bit of fruity. You might not necessarily think maple works with gin. It does. You might not also think that it works with melon. I promise you, if you've never had maple syrup drizzled on, my favourite is honeydew melon. But if you've never had maple over melon, oh, it's gorgeous. So, ingredients, we've got maple syrup. I didn't want a massively juniper forward gin, so I've gone Whitley Neill. I've got Midori melon liqueur, lemon juice, Sprite or lemon lime soda, and I've got my foamers because I want a lovely foam effect on top of the cocktail. So then, shaken cocktail. First ingredient is your maple syrup, maple spice. So 15ml, half an ounce of maple spiced syrup. And then I'm going for my gin. As I say, just normal Whitley Neill, a decent gin, but not massively juniper forward. 30ml, 1 ounce of gin. And then I am going for my, is that the right way around? There we go, get the OCD in. We're going for a Midori. I need to get a new bottle of this lovely, luscious melon liqueur. People just go nuts for this stuff. 30ml, 1 ounce. And then I'm going to go for the lemon juice again. So we want 15ml, half an ounce of lemon juice. If you think it might be a bit too sweet for you, Midori's not actually that sweet. It's a little bit sweet, but not massively sweet. Then up the lemon juice, but I think this will be perfect. And then I am just going for my foamers. You know how many drops we're going, don't you? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm not going to dry shake. I'm just going to prove that these foamers work even just on a normal shake. So plenty of ice in your shaker, and then a good hard fast welly. Right, and then to serve this up, I'm going to do exactly the same as I did the last time for this. So I'm going to use a cool glass. I'm going to add 4 cubes of ice. I'm going to single strain, and then I'm going to top up with my Sprite. So single strain. See how frothy and foamy that is? There we go, magicals. I'm actually going to add 1 more bit of ice, and then where's the Sprite? Lemon lime soda. Here we go. Labels are always ran the wrong way for these. Right, and then I'm just going to top up with a little bit for the bar, ain't we? And obviously, because of the foam, I wanted about 30ml, and that'll be perfect for this. So I reckon there's about 30ml gone in the cocktail, about 15ml gone on the bar. And then garnish, I just thought that would be cool. Nice sprig of mint on top. Whatever you fancy with that. That is delicious. Refreshing. Gin comes forward. You've got a nice bit of sweetness from the maple. Maple and the melon goes really, really well together. That, oh my God, I can't pick which one's my favourite out of these. So there we go, 3 storming maple cocktails. Let me know in the comments below which one's your favourite. If you want even more cocktail inspiration, dive into that video or playlist that's popping up on screen. Give us a big old thumbs up if you like the video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel.